everybody. It is Drew White with Access Port County, and we are here with another episode of This Week in LaPorte County. And along with me is Eric Williams, Assistant Director of Special Events for the City of Michigan City. And it is Easter time, Eric.
It is Easter time, Drew, and we are ready. You know, this is our Easter egg hunt coming up, one of the biggest events for the year of us. And as you know, huge community effort goes into this one. We're excited, very optimistic. I think 2025 might be the best one we've ever had.
Coming up this coming Saturday, it is April 19th. The gates will open at 11:30 a.m. The hunt starts at noon, and as you told the Board of Works or the City Council a couple weeks ago, it'll be over at about 12:04.
Yeah, it is. You know, we end up scattering about 20,000 eggs out through the 4 different lanes, and as fast as these kids get them, it is just incredible to see. I mean, you hear 20,000, you think it's going to take them all day, and it just like that. I mean, it's insane to see.
It's going to be quick, and honestly, with everything that's going on in Fetters Alley, this might kind of be the last one that's going to be in this particular location, doing it the way that we've been accustomed to doing it.
Yeah, it's definitely something we're going to have to, spend some time assessing after this year. That the exciting thing about growth in Michigan City is that unfortunately sometimes it does require us to change and get a little uncomfortable, but it's also an opportunity to do it better. So something in the aftermath of this one, we'll take a look at, and hopefully we can find a way to keep it down there. I think it's a great, ideal spot for it. But again, as things change, sometimes we have to make that adjustment as well.
And again, as you said, it's a big community effort, and I know that you guys have a lot of supporters that help you financially and also physically. And, the process has already started of stuffing said Easter eggs with the candy that has been donated by many members of the public. And I know you said you wanted to give specifically a shout out to Ed and everybody down at Captain Ed's for their generous donation.
Yeah, absolutely. Captain Ed has been a huge partner for this one for us. Every year, annually, they give us about 10,000 pieces of candy, which, again, 20,000 eggs, 10,000 pieces of candy, that's half the supply. So literally, we can't do this event without them. So they're just a huge part of that for us. Michigan City Police Department, Michigan City Fire Department, Michigan City Parks and Recreation Department all play pivotal roles. So it's one of the things I enjoy about this event the most. It really shows when we pull together as a community, what we can do.
And the senior center, the seniors are helping you do that as well.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, the senior center plays a huge part in it. And 20,000 eggs takes a long time to get those stuff. So they come together and they take care of that for us, and we're definitely appreciative for them.
But again, there's candy and eggs, but obviously there's also a lot of prizes that are associated with all of this. But the age ranges for the Easter egg hunt?
Yeah, so we split them up into 4 age groups just to try to make sure that kids aren't, going up against kids that are faster than them getting all the eggs picked up. So we split them into groups of 0 to 4, 5 to 7, 8 to 10, and 11 and 12. And we have an ADA lane as needed. So if you need ADA accessibility, just find someone from the event staff, let us know, and we'll take care of that.
That's awesome. And obviously, we're past the St. Patrick's Day Parade. This is the next big one up, but not coming... just a very packed lineup coming on. I know that you and Terry, we always say that you guys aren't just busy during the summer, but it's really a lot of stuff coming up on the agenda. Music and Food and Music Festival coming up on May 24th and 25th. Juneteenth on June 19th. You got the Kitty Parade on the 21st, the Patriotic Parade, and we're not giving out any spoilers here, but exciting news coming in on the Patriotic Parade. That's a teaser. We're not giving away any hints. The fireworks on July 4th, the Singing Sand Festival, which customarily has been kind of early June, late May, is actually going to be July 18th to 20th. And then the big guy, the Grand Prix, coming up at the end of August, first weekend in August, basically. So you guys have a lot on your plate.
Yeah. Nothing to do in Michigan City, huh? Yeah, no. Again, like you said, it goes week by week. I mean, it's one of those, we're working on everything all at once. So, we joke about December and January being our slow season. that's just getting the table set for all of this stuff. So we're excited though. The more we can fit on our plate, the better. The more events for the people of Michigan City, and we're excited to get going.
And it's never fair to sit here and say that you and Terry and everyone associated with special events don't have anything to do during the winter, because these events that you guys are putting together, you can't just throw these together in 2 or 3 weeks leading up to it. It's not like staying up the night before the quiz and doing the studying that night or writing that paper. But anyway, any other big surprises for the Easter egg hunt in particular?
So our friends at Arnett Construction this year, as you know, they are our 2025 premier sponsor. They are actually going to be joining us there. They will actually be raffling off 4 prizes this year. They're going to be raffling off a large Easter basket for boys and a large one for girls, and they'll be doing a boys' bike and a girls' bike. So they'll have their team out there interacting with everybody. You get a ticket from them, and then they'll take care of you from there. But excited to have them out with us and being a part of the event.
Awesome. So again, coming up Saturday, April 19th, the gates will open at 11:30 a.m. The hunt starts at noon. And again, make sure you get there in plenty of time to make sure that you're on that starting line at noon, because the eggs won't last long. But that will wrap up our talk with Eric here. Eric, thanks for coming in and debuting our new digs right here.
Yeah,
but we are going to be back in just a few minutes with another special guest talking about another event that's coming up also on Saturday, April 19th. We'll see you in just a little bit. As promised, we are back with This Week in LaPorte County. I am Drew White. This is Will Walker, or this could be an episode of 2 really tall guys, both wearing carbon shirts. But coming up on Saturday, April 19th, after you're done with the Easter egg hunt, come on up here to Krieger Memorial Hall for a competitive paper football tournament.
Yeah, Paper Football League is really catching on. We've had open play here at Krieger Memorial the last 2 weeks, and I think people have been very surprised at how competitive and how physically active a game is. It's a 12-minute game where you're going back and forth, no pauses. You got to squat down, get your right angles, and flick that football right, So, April 19th, we're coming back for a tournament. And we really encourage everybody to come out.
And I know that Pam and Glenn, who are in charge of the Paper Football League, they are very passionate about paper football. And again, for those of you that don't know what paper football is, think back to being a kid, folding up that paper into a triangle, and that's exactly what this is. But Pam and Glenn have created a game where, where we're not just sitting here talking, kicking field goals with said footballs, but it's a lot of fun. And as you've indicated, and at some point we're hopefully going to be able to kind of introduce it to you guys, the game. But as you've indicated, it's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun, and it's way more detailed than what you would think. I mean, they keep stats for touchdowns, interceptions, field goals, extra points.
Time on the injured reserve because of tendons and everything like that.
Well, actually, they found that they actually have is it Chesterton Health Clinic that's in Dunes Plaza? They really want to start using the game for occupational therapy with carpal tunnel and things, because it really exercises all the muscles in your hands. It's way more fun than I thought it would ever be.
I think that one of the things that I think is so great about it is the fact that anytime you can find an activity where someone who is 10, 12 can compete against somebody that's 75 or 80 on an equal playing field. There's no inherent advantage of being younger or faster or whatever the case may be. And this is one of those things. Where it does not take a lot of effort to flick this football, but anytime that you can put 2 people in the same, situation like that. Another thing that Parks and Rec is doing chess. You guys are hosting chess here at Krieger Memorial Park as well.
Yep. So we have chess club here every first and third Mondays from 5:30 to 7:30. Here at Krieger Memorial Hall, this is an awesome facility, and I'm really focused on trying to find ways to utilize it Monday through Thursday. I really think our city deserves more things to do, and my part in helping that is trying to pack this building with activities Monday through Thursday. So through the week, you can have a release or some recreation.
Right. And Will, you're doing a tremendous job. Shannon is doing a tremendous job. One of the big key components that you guys use to do everything that you're doing at Parks and Rec now is the Auto app. Tell us a little bit about the Auto app.
So we're really excited about the Auto app. We just started this year. It's our online registration software that we have. Inside the app, you have listing of everything that's going on in Park and Rec, from classes to leagues to trail hikes like we have coming up this April 19th at Ruby Woods. You can find all this information on the Auto app, and you can find it's the Auto app, THE space OTTOAPP. That's one word, OTTOAPP. And you can download it on your phones. If you go to the Park Facebook page or our website, you'll be able to find a link that has all those download links on there.
So again, Will has been doing a tremendous job of introducing activities. And again, we're sitting here talking about paper football. We're sitting here talking about chess. I know that over the years here in Michigan City, when you think Parks and Rec, people are thinking volleyball or softball or anything, but you guys are doing your best to try and have activities that are open to the young ones all the way up to the not so young ones.
Yeah, one of the things I came in trying to do was bridge gaps between organizations. Michigan City Parks and Rec, besides the parks that we don't have facilities. And that's where the YMCA and Michigan City High School and the school system come in, bridging these gaps where we want the varsity and JV teams to come down and help these youth leagues and kind of make a feeder system of sorts where you know that kid, he plays for the high school, now you want to go see him because he showed up to help you with your skills at your level, and it gives you something to aim at. Oh, I want to be that guy, so I can go play for the high school and go back and help all the little kids that come up after me.
And again, as a former coach myself, just that cooperation between you guys and the Michigan City area schools in creating the feeder system, working with the younger kids, that is something that is very, very important when it comes to the overall health of athletics here in Michigan City. But then the last thing we were going to cover, a couple drop-in basketball clinics coming up here.
So it's perfect segue. Michigan City.
I know what I'm doing here. I know sometimes people don't, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, you're pretty good. Michigan City Parks and Recreation, Michigan City YMCA, the Elston branch, and Michigan City area schools with the boys basketball program are coming together to do basketball clinics. Our first one is actually next Tuesday at Michigan City High School, starting at 6 o'clock. It's for ages 6 to 12. You can sign up for that on the Auto app, and it is free. The second session will be on April 29th at the YMCA. So we're going back and forth between the two locations, mainly because it's a group of people that can easily get out to the high school, and it's a group of people that can easily come to Elston in the middle of the city, and we want to make sure we give everybody a chance to come out and freshen up their skills.
And a lot of collaboration there. Again, good things going on with the athletic programs out at the high school. And again, my hat's off to you guys doing everything that you guys are doing at Parks and Rec in order to make these activities available. But again, first things first, it is Saturday, April 19th, 3 p.m. here at Krieger Memorial Hall. Make sure you sign up on the Auto app and come on out here and see what the Paper Football League is all about. But Will, I want to thank you for joining us today. And until next time, I'm Drew White for Access Port County. We'll see you the next time.